What's going on, Drinking Buddies? Brand new podcast coming right at you. But you know what we got to do first. We got to talk about the little things that generate a little revenue for the show. First and foremost, we are brought to you by the Patreon. That's right. There's a Patreon for the show. You want to see the video versions early? You want to see the whole back catalog of the video versions? All on the Patreon. You want to see the uncensored version of this episode? On the Patreon at patreon.com/MattSlayer. And if for whatever reason you don't want to see the video versions, you can still support this show for as little as $3 a month. That is less than the cost of a beer, less than 10 cents a day. So once again, check that out at patreon.com/MattSlayer. We are also brought to you by my upcoming vasectomy, which is sadly discussed quite a bit on this episode. You can help support this vasectomy and cover me while I'm out of work for a few days at ANWD.net/snip. Even if you don't feel like contributing, do me a solid. Share the link. Tell your friends. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to try to film the procedure, so all that will be on YouTube when it's all said and done. Once again, at ANWD.net/snipped. And last but not least, the easiest way you can support this show. First, tell your friends. If you're enjoying the show, tell your friends about the show. Share posts. It's really that easy. The other super duper easy way you can help support this show is go to youtube.com/nowwedrink and subscribe to the YouTube channel. More subscribers, more engagement means more people get eyes on the show and the show continues to grow. Do me that solid. Share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you're sick of hearing these ad reads, there's ad-free audio on the Patreon as well. But let's get on with it. My guest this week, returning to the podcast after way too long, my homie, Lexi Lore. Lexi and I talk about goofy fucking Vegas trip that we had back in October. Fair amount about my vasectomy. Oh my God. This episode also was recorded after last call, after we'd been out drinking all night. So we really had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed recording it. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, Drinking Buddies. How the fuck are you? You happy to be back in LA?
I'm very excited to be here.
Aw.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Are you excited to have me here?
Totally.
Okay.
Yes, I'm excited to have you here.
I'll accept it, yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I know every time I have you on, it's like, Lexi, come do the podcast. I don't want to do the podcast. I don't want to do the podcast. And then every time you come and do the podcast, you have a good time. So
I don't think that's true. I think I say, I don't know what we're going to talk about, and then we find so much to talk about. But it only happened once.
True.
But whenever we hang out, we have plenty to talk about.
Exactly. This podcast is happening after a multi-hour hang.
Multi-hour, and had plenty of things to talk about.
Right? And most of them are not suitable for a podcast.
Probably not. Okay, I'm not going to say any names here, but
we're not going to name names, but yeah.
No, but we talked. We probably talked about you if you're watching this or listening.
Possibly.
Potentially.
If you know one or both of us, we may have talked about you.
Be warned.
But we're not going to talk about you on air because that's just
absolutely not
rude and just not good for the audience.
Mm-mm.
So you're back in LA, at least temporarily. You happy to be back in LA? You happy to be home?
Yeah, I'm happy to be everywhere, traveling. It's been a good time.
You're living in fucking Tennessee right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm based out of Tennessee, one could say. I spent a lot of time there.
You liking it?
Honestly, you would love it. And let me explain why. Okay, we have the mountains, the whiskey, the moonshine pickles. Lots of drunk people. It's great.
Well, I mean, you just named three things I like. Mountains I could live with.
Okay, you like pickles. You take mountains for granted, probably.
Oh, 100% I do.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up with mountains.
I'm from Chicago. Illinois doesn't get much more flat.
Oh, okay. Well, you've been here a long time, but when I moved to LA, it was pretty much the first time I saw mountains. And I was like, oh my gosh, cool.
Yeah, I take that shit so for granted. Like, I was joking when I first moved to town, like, I'm in Angelino now. I went hiking at Runyon. I haven't done that shit in years.
Okay, but I do like Runyon. I know it's overrated, but it's good. It is. It's all
I mean, it's good people watching, no matter what.
Definitely. I always feel accomplished when I do it.
As you should. It's not that easy.
It's not.
I'm so out of fucking shape now. I'd be like, die going up the fucking easy side. Kill me. Yeah, it just would not be good. I'd be just wheezing. Lexi, you would have to carry me out, and like, you don't want to have to do that.
No, I don't think I could.
Lexi's like, I'm sorry, Matt. I'm gonna leave you to die.
Oh, no. I would call for help.
Aw. Appreciate that.
Of course.
So it's been a couple years since you've been on. What have you been doing with yourself? Like, besides being locked down and all that fun shit. I did see you. Shit, it's been like 8 months since I saw you in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm trying to remember. See, usually if I want to return for a podcast, I would do my research into myself to figure out what was I doing at our last podcast and who was I and what did we talk about so that when we film the second one, I actually know what's going on. But unfortunately,
it's okay. It's long enough that if you rehash old stuff, it's not a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. I truly don't know. I would say I don't think that the YouTube thing really took off, like the Filipino audience. Did I tell you how I embarrassed myself?
No.
So I am a public embarrassment in the Philippines, but now they love me and they want me to be their president. But this is what happened. I was on a live stream on YouTube and I got a comment saying like, you've got to try oten. Now I thought oten was a food in the Philippines. So I said, everyone's telling me to try oten. Like, I don't know what this means. I think it's a food. I should really try it on camera sometimes. Well, guess what oten means?
Is it a sex act?
It means penis. So
I believe there's documented proof of you trying that before. Just saying.
There absolutely is, but I thought it was like a sausage or something.
It is.
So this video went viral. People copied it. They made their own videos about it. Like, people just thought I was so dumb. Like, I didn't know what oten was, and I wanted to eat it. So I made another video saying about balat. And balat means pussy. So I pretended that I didn't know what balat meant. And I ate sushi on camera. I said, guess what, you guys? You all told me about balat. I'm eating it on camera for you. So I got a mix of comments. Some people said, oh, she knows, like she's trolling us. And then other people thought that I was super dumb. So it got a lot of, comments, engagement, whatever. And so that kind of became my thing. So right now...
Your thing is now trolling the Philippines, a whole fucking country?
I've trolled an entire country. I'm the #1 porn star in the Philippines, according to Pornhub.
I didn't know you could break down the hub by geographic like that.
You can. Every year they do like a year in review, and it tells you like what's most searched. Like for me, I don't remember what percent it is, but I have a higher than average percent of female audience.
Woo woo.
Yeah, so I guess I'm popular with the ladies. That's pretty cool.
Right? You dig that, right?
I dig that. Yeah. They don't subscribe to my OnlyFans or anything, but I like ladies.
I'm 171,568 on the hub.
Congratulations, you're getting up there.
I'm getting up there. It's happening.
It's all about the journey.
It is. It's just... We're on our way. Maybe I'll break the top 100,000 this year.
It's all about the fun you have on the way.
I don't have fun on Pornhub. Well, I mean, I do have fun on Pornhub. I don't have fun uploading content to Pornhub. Their system is not fun. It is a giant pain in the ass.
I would have to agree.
But that's wild that you were like #1 in the Philippines.
Sure is crazy.
And I know we talked about this a couple years back about taking a trip to the Philippines.
Oh, really? Yeah, I feel like last time we talked, it was like on the upward climb, but then I made the Oten mistake joke thing, and so it took off. Yeah,
It really exploded.
it sure did. Exploded everywhere.
Naughty, Lexi. Naughty.
I had to.
I know. It's been like this for hours, folks. We've been at bars and she's just been like making sexual innuendos at everybody.
Hey, no, I haven't. I'm just having fun.
Oh, I'm not shaming you for it.
I'm giving the audience what they want.
What's that? Sexual innuendos?
Yes, and drunk Lexi.
That they want. That they definitely want.
They sure do.
I don't know if it was an on-air conversation or just me and you hanging out, but it was like you mentioned that like you're growing in popularity in the Philippines. I'm like, I'll go with you. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still scared to do it, but
I'm down to go.
Well, shit.
I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? They kidnap and murder me?
I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I just feel like it'd be chaotic.
Did they do any fucking expos or anything in the Philippines?
I doubt it. I've never heard anything like that.
They got it. I mean,
You looking for one?
I'm looking for one.
That would be pretty cool. Have a little meet and greet.
Does not look like there's anything that's happening in the Philippines.
Shit.
That's a bummer. What you should do is get some money together and host your own.
Yes. Lexicon.
Right, Lexicon.
We'll think of a better name.
I mean, Lexicon was the name I thought of too, so.
Yeah, well, something unique.
Lexicon Manila.
Ah, okay.
The true thriller in Manila.
Oh my gosh, too far.
Too far, you think?
That's like a dad joke.
And we all know I'm not going to be doing that, so.
No, you won't be. Snip, snip.
At time of recording, we are 1 week away from my vasectomy. 1 week. 1 week. Actually, less than a week, because it is technically Friday morning at this point.
Well, I'm rooting for you.
Root for the doctor. I'm just showing up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you have to be awake for it, and that's just terrifying.
They're going to give me drugs. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping for a Valium.
Yeah, maybe post-op will give you something good.
Honestly, the hardest thing is going to be like, oh, there's 8 days of just no ejaculation.
Is it really that difficult?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, just stop watching my porn.
Wow, the ego on you, Lexi. I hate to break it to you.
It's not me.
It's a bunch of Europeans.
What is it about the Europeans?
I don't know them.
Oh, see, I can totally understand that.
My rule of thumb is unless I have actually been inside you, I don't watch people I know's fucking content.
Oh. Okay, I understand. I mean, I don't know if you ever film porn, like shoot content.
I do. Well, I mean, not that I star in.
Ah, yeah. See, but if you did, that's kind of the best porn. Some people think that's weird that I like to watch my own porn. But I'm like, this was a good experience that I had and I want to relive it. So why can't I watch my own porn?
You definitely can. You definitely
Thank you.
can.
I love that.
If I was banging people on film, I would probably, and I enjoyed it, and I was just not being used as a prop, I would probably rewatch it. But believe it or not, Lexi, my dick has only been committed to film one time, and I accidentally sent it to you. So,
Oh my gosh.
Remember?
It was a
obscure.
little bit implied. Like, it wasn't fully.
No, it wasn't like, hi, Lexi, this is my dick pic.
Yeah, and I don't even think it was hard.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
I was shooting something else, and I was in a bathtub, and it was very flaccid.
Oh my gosh.
So, for the audience that hasn't heard this story, when we were in Vegas in October, I shot a bunch of stuff for Lexi, like while we were just hanging out and shit like that. And then I shot a bunch of stuff of me in a bathtub, like, because I just lit it well, and I thought it was a bunch of cool pictures. Unfortunately, in some of the angles, you could see my dick. And I dumped the whole SD card and just dumped it all to Lexi without even thinking about like, oh yeah, there's 100 photos of me in a bathtub in here. I get a text from Lexi like, is that your dick? And I'm like, what? because it didn't even fucking register at first. I'm like, oh yeah, that shit was on the same SD. Like, my bad. So, be honored. You are the only person to technically ever receive a dick pic from me.
Ever, huh?
Ever.
My goodness.
And it wasn't even intentional.
I did not save them, so don't you worry.
I'm not.
Your secret is safe with me.
And it's okay. It wasn't like I was standing in front of the camera like cock out. It was like I was in a bathtub. It was mostly obscured by the water anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really see much. I was just confused why you sent it to me.
Because as I said, I totally forgot that it was on the SD card. And I told that story to someone else, like, oh no, you meant to do that. I'm like, no, I super did not mean to do that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would say that, but it's not the first time that it's happened to me. It's a genuine mistake.
This is the first time for me.
Yeah, for you. I have definitely gotten the wrong SD card from some people.
Well, you got the right SD card. It was the same SD card of the shit I shot for you.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if like, oh, I just dumped the wrong SD card. That'd be like, what the fuck, Matt? It was the same SD card, and I just dumped the whole thing because I totally forgot I had done this other shoot on the SD.
Yeah. It was all a blur. I get it.
Yeah, the photo's on my Instagram somewhere, like one of the finished products. But like, I set up a bunch of red lights in a hot tub and like smoking a cigar because it was a smoking room, like in a hot tub in Lexi's room.
Pretty awesome.
Right. It was a cool. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is a nice big pimpin' shoot. And I just didn't realize, like, because, you know, it's self-shot. I'm lining up the shot on my phone.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it, like, when I was shooting live, I'm like, oh, hey, my cock is just in the fucking frame.
I mean, it was a great bathtub and great lighting and, you know, so it was, I will give you that. It was set up nicely.
Yeah. Well, and you guys went to Taco Bell for hours and didn't come back, so I had to entertain myself somehow.
Yeah, it's easy to get distracted in big old Vegas.
No, not Vegas. Not the town literally meant to separate you from your money with distractions.
Full of distractions.
Did you ever end up using, like, the pictures I did intend to shoot for you for anything?
I think one of them is my YouTube thumbnail.
Really?
Yeah, I did a Vegas vlog. I think I did use one of your photos for the thumbnail. I know you sent them to me. It's just like us drunk and laying all over the floor.
Nice. I'm looking at your thumbnails now.
That was the most valuable content I got out of the entire trip. We were just very drunk.
Honestly, I want to use some of those photos for other shit, because, like, it was a cool scene, just how it came out, because it really came out pretty cinematic looking. Like, you guys kind of hanging out drunk in the hallway with, like, you know, I blew some cigar smoke in front of the camera, so it, like, gave it a little haze.
Nice touch.
I try.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a photo of you kind of, like, laying on people.
Yeah, just reckless.
That was a fun trip. Mm-hmm. It was a bit of a shit show, but it was a fun trip.
Definitely a shit show.
Like, it was October, so my 40-year-old ass had to sleep in that bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not my proudest trip, but...
Whatever, I mean...
It's Vegas. Shit happens.
Right. You survived.
Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Or it gets discussed on this podcast.
It gets discussed on this podcast. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you were like, oh, I'm rolling through to Vegas. I'm like, oh, shit, I'll come through. And like, I'm going to shoot some content. I'm like, I'll help you out with that. Well, I'll shoot camera for you. I don't care. Like, it'll be fun. And then we get there. It's just like, oh, TTS got closed. We didn't get a chance to test.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah, no one could get tested. That was some bullshit. And then it just turned into a mess. Just a hot fucking mess.
It wasn't EDC, but it was some fucking, like, ravey-esque fucking event going on that weekend.
It was EDC, wasn't it?
Oh, it was like, I guess they did two in, like, the last fucking 8 months, because, like, EDC again was, like, last.
Yeah, they do it all over.
So, yeah, it was, like, EDC weekend. Mm-hmm. And Lexi's like, oh, we're going, you had some booked, like, gig through EDC. I'm like,
Sure did.
That's cool. I'm going to just get drunk now, because EDC is not my scene.
Yeah, I figured out it wasn't my scene either, but I felt like I got a cool opportunity and I was like, sure, I feel important. Like, yes, I'll go to EDC and do all this cool stuff and sign people up for this app. And yeah, it was not my thing. And it was definitely not my thing. It goes early into the morning and we missed the bus and got stuck out there. And so, had to call a limo and that took forever and we were cold. It was awful, to be honest. Like, I try to be nice about it, but I just did not like it.
Well, but it's a good experience to know that you don't like it.
Yeah, I learned a lot of things that I don't like during that trip to Vegas.
Like what else?
I don't like eating an eighth of mushrooms in a desert with no cell phone service.
Yeah, the cell phone service is very important for the eighth of mushrooms.
Very crucial. Very crucial.
See, I do eighths of mushrooms all the time. I'm doing it in civilization. Though I have found one of my greatest joys in life is being in a fucking moving car on mushrooms.
Okay.
It's fun.
Yeah. No, it would have been cool if it wasn't so overwhelming. Like, once I got saved and got in the car, I wanted to enjoy it, but it was incredibly overwhelming. Feeling like I was on Mars, like all the Red Rock Mountains. So it was just like intense as fuck, especially after throwing up in a porta potty and all this stuff. It was just like not an ideal Vegas trip, but I feel like I got that out of my system.
How did you end up in the desert?
It was my dumbass idea to bring my assistant, because here's what happened. I spent all this time in Vegas, brought my assistant who had never been to Vegas. So it's like, it's just, you don't want to miss out on the Red Rock Canyon, Red Rock Mountain. I don't fucking know what they call it. You don't want to miss out on, what Vegas is outside of the Strip. So I was like, we gotta go. Let's go hiking and take some fucking mushrooms. Of course, it was only me eating the mushrooms. So I have no one to blame but myself. I was just overconfident.
It's okay. We've all been there.
Yeah. I thought I had my shit handled and I got wrecked.
You told me earlier, part of the reason you thought you had your shit together is because you and I did hallucinogens together and you're like, this ain't shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sorry I led you astray.
Oh, no, it wasn't just you. I mean, I'd done all kinds of hallucinogens and I just, I was always like the babysitter. I was always super responsible, especially with mushrooms. It's like I would eat them and not feel anything. And so, yeah, I just assumed I had enough time before my flight. This is so stupid. I thought I had enough time. I knew my limits. I didn't.
Well, as the old saying goes, as I tell many people over many years, it's okay. You're not the one flying the plane. As long as you make it on the fucking plane, who cares what shape you make it on the fucking plane?
Yeah, but thinking about airplanes, especially like airplane routes, when you're on mushrooms, I just could not understand how a plane could take me from Vegas to somewhere else for a layover to Tennessee. I was like, how do I get across the country like this? I was so confused in my mind. I felt like I wasn't just getting to my gate and getting on the plane. I was like, how does this work? How do all these airplanes coordinate and get me? Like, I was overthinking it and it was terrifying. I was so scared, especially going through TSA, like high as fuck.
Yeah, they don't care about drugs.
No, they really don't.
They're there to prevent violence.
I understand. But like when you're high, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like you're going to be targeted by TSA.
Hey, if I got strip searched on mushrooms, it wouldn't be the worst thing that ever happened.
Well, what's the worst thing that ever happened?
I don't know, but that wouldn't be it.
I understand.
I'd be laughing about it. I would just do ridiculous things like, oh, you want to see me naked, big boy? Like, I'd start fucking.
Oh my god!
I would start fucking with TSA. Like, if they had to strip search me, I would definitely start fucking with TSA agents. I mean, after I first was like, yo, you don't have the right to do this. And then when they pressed it, like, we do have the right to do this, but all right. When did you pay for, motherfucker?
Oh my gosh. You dance for them?
Oh, I'd be absolutely ridiculous. Like, I would make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Sober or just on mushrooms?
I can't remember the last time I actually flew sober.
Oh, really? I used to be in the habit of like always eating edibles before I got on a plane. I mean, now I don't participate in drugs or marijuana, but
Just mushrooms. Those aren't drugs. That's medicine.
I mean, I agree. But I mean, caffeine is a drug. Like,
Don't you badmouth caffeine on this show.
I love caffeine. Okay, I don't think drugs are inherently bad. Drugs save people.
Right? Tylenol's a drug.
Dirty word. If you want to hear dirty words, I can tell you some, but drugs aren't one of them.
Don't get us both pulled from YouTube.
No, I won't.
I 100%, especially when I had fucking status, to right to the Sky Lounge. Right to the fucking Sky Lounge. And especially the Delta lounges that are self-service, I used to get trashed before flights.
With alcohol?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. I actually did. I mean, I shamefully admit that I had a shoot in Vegas, and then my flight back to LA got delayed, and so I went to the bar, right, like an adult, and then missed my flight. So
that is a little shameful. I've never missed a flight due to. Let me rephrase. I have never missed a flight once I've made it to the airport due to drinking. I definitely have missed flights due to drinking. Honestly, the one I missed most blatantly due to drinking was when I was living in Vegas. I ended up working a party at EDI, the Exotic Dancers Convention. There's a bunch of strip club owners rented out the Hefner Suite at the Palms. Have you ever been in that motherfucker?
Not that I know of.
You'd know if you've been there. It's a $40,000 a night suite.
Okay.
Has an infinity pool that hangs off the Palms. Has a full fucking bowling alley in it. Like, the whole place is just set up for group sex. Like, one of the bathtubs like easily sits like 8 people inside the fucking room. There's like, the showers are definitely group showers. This whole room is just like, oh, if I'm going to spend $40,000 a night, I'm having an orgy in this motherfucker. And that party was such a shit show. Holy fuck. That was such a shit show. Like, props to the people I was working for at the time, because I wasn't supposed to be there. They just told the people throwing the party, because one of the girls I worked for was booked to be there. She told them I was part of her security detail, so I had to put on a suit for it. But I was just there partying. That night was just, magnifique shit show. But oh my God, I missed my flight.
Yeah.
Big shout out to my boy Webmaster Joe, who was supposed to pick me up and drive me to the airport. I went home, put my head on a pillow for like what was supposed to be 25, 30 minutes. He showed up at my place to pick me up. He just didn't call me. He was just expecting me to come out. And then he passed out in my parking lot. And this is before Uber, so like, I just had to beg my roommate at the time to give me a ride to fucking the airport and missed my flight. But if you ever get the chance, Lexi, that suite is fucking amazing. That was one of those nights where I was just like, I'm kind of a porno Make-A-Wish kid. Like, how did I get here?
Oh my gosh.
This is a $40,000 a night room. How am I in a party here? Fucking wild.
Yeah, that makes me feel better about some of my purchases.
Never booked a $40,000 a night room.
I can thankfully say I have not.
Who does this? Like, who? All these strip club owners like throw a party there. Like, I get that makes sense for a $40,000 a night room. But if you're just like, I'm gonna just book this motherfucker for $40,000 a night, the fuck?
It just feels impulsive.
That's just wild to me. Absolutely fucking wild. I'm glad I got to experience it, but fucking wild. Do you ever feel like you have imposter syndrome, like when you're at any of these big events? Like, it's like, do I actually belong here?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I guess I have a lot of anxiety in general, so there's a lot of fake it till you make it, you know? I'm just like, I don't really know where I belong.
This is the land of misfit toys. You know it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel more confident now, and I guess like the more time you spend here, less surprises you. So.
Oh, I'm wildly jaded to shit at this point.
For sure.
over the course of my life, it's kind of an interesting like retrospective. Like, oh, definitely was at a party in high school where two people started banging in front of me, and like, oh my god, these people are having sex. Oh my god, like right in front of me. And now it's like, you could start banging someone right in front of me. Like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna hit pause while you finish up. Cool.
Right.
Would just not care. I'd be like, I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Like, let me know when you two are done.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's funny how much people like put value on sex, but for us, it's kind of, like we just see it all the time. So it's kind of like, whatever. Yeah. Like people fucking at a party. I'm pretty sure we met at a party where people were probably fucking each other.
Definitely.
Maybe even me included. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I wasn't keeping track.
I don't know. There was a point where a bunch of girls got in a shower and I ended up being one of them. We're all just like finger banging each other. And
I think I was playing Nintendo at that point.
I think, yeah, you were like, you sure weren't watching. And that's the thing. Like other people at the party weren't all like crowded around watching. Like that's kind of what normal people would do. Like, oh my God, these bitches are like banging in the shower. Let's go watch, but like no one cared.
Like, but there's Mario Kart.
Absolutely. Mario Kart supersedes.
Like, no one is looking to play with my genitals in this mix. I'm cool. I'm going to fucking play some Mario Kart.
I understand.
You should. You should. Hell, one of the first, like, shortly after I moved to LA, I ended up at an industry party at a friend of mine's house. It was like a friend of a friend's birthday, but my friend was her roommate. And it was the thirstiest shit I've ever seen. And like, I just had to leave after a little while because they had a pole set up in the like living room as just normally. And half the girls that lived in the house were just like doing pole tricks and shit just for a room of thirsty dudes who like had their phones out and all snapping pictures. I'm just like, this is really lame.
Yeah.
This isn't a party. This is just a bunch of thirsty dudes and some girls just desperate for fucking attention.
Yeah.
And it was really fucking, so I just like, deuces.
Attention isn't enough. Like the money's got to be there,
Well, at that moment, apparently all they wanted was attention. This is not like dudes were making it rain in their house.
Yeah, I feel like that's a low bar to set. I mean, people say that sex work is a low bar to set, but these bitches are doing it for attention. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Like, I don't get it on all the levels. Like, hey, of you 15 dudes snapping photos of this girl who lives here on her pole, are any of you banging her? Do any of you have a probability of banging her? No? Cool. Have you never seen a girl on a pole before? Why do you care?
Right.
I guess that when you're here long enough, you don't live in that fantasy world anymore. Like, yeah, as a younger man, I definitely went to a bunch of fucking strip clubs. That's what young dudes do. As an older dude, it's just like, yeah, I really super do not want to be here.
I feel like I watched my first stripper with you, but it wasn't a real strip club.
Wait, when?
You don't remember?
No.
What's the name of it? It was like,
at Jumbo's.
Yes, we were at Jumbo's.
Okay, yeah.
Way back when.
See, I don't even think of Jumbo's as a strip club, so I was like...
Because it's not. I said my first stripper, not strip club.
Right,
there was a singular stripper.
It was still,
at a time, yeah.
Still, I don't even, like... My brain does not equate Jumbo's to strip clubs, strippers, like... I just think of it as like, oh, it's a dive bar that, there's girls on a stage. That's cool.
There's a stripper pole. And
there are definitely dancers performing. Literally, this is my brain. This is my brain being like, oh, this is just Jumbo's. Like,
I understand.
Like, when I think of a strip club or strippers, I think of, like, girls trying to hustle me for fucking, private dances and...
Okay, yeah, I guess that is part of the experience. Yeah, I've still not, like, to this day, I've still not really been to a strip club.
I'll take you to one, but you ain't really missing out.
I feel like I'm not. Well, no, I think at one point you did invite me to one.
Well, yeah,
when I was... I don't know if I showed up, though, because I was like, we can't drink there. That's lame.
No, that was one of the gigs at probably Blue Zebra where I was hosting.
Yeah. Did I go?
No.
Yeah. See, it's because I couldn't drink there.
I mean, we were definitely crushing cans and bottles in the parking lot.
Yeah, that just didn't sound good.
I mean, it was trashy as fuck, but they were paying me to be there.
I understand.
They haven't paid me to be there in a couple of years, so I have no problem saying it was trashy as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fun, especially my birthday party 2019, where like they forced me to oil wrestle a bunch of girls.
Oh, that would have been fun to see.
There's footage of it out there. Is pretty ridiculous. Like it, they pushed me on my ass and just pretty much just mounted me for a couple minutes. This is like, oh, I can't fight back against these 100-pound girls.
Yeah.
I'm just being pinned. Oh no. Should have been there for that one. That was fun. But for the most part, I was there for the check. Like, oh, hey, you want me to MC and host these fucking parties? You're paying me? Done. I'm there. I'm whorish that way.
Yeah, if you were busy, I just don't know what I would do. And I can't drink. And, you know, you're busy being cool and paid. And I would just be standing there. So, yeah, I was just not about it.
I mean, you would have been cool and paid too. Or at least cool.
Yeah, I'm probably just cool. If I was getting paid, maybe I would have showed up. It'd be different.
Well, yeah, if I could have arranged money for you, I definitely would have.
Oh, thanks.
Well, damn, it's all about trying to help the homies out when you can. Like,
Yeah.
ain't my money. Shit. If I can get, a little piece of the pie for someone else, why not?
Why not?
On one hand, I do miss those gigs a little bit just because there were some ridiculous nights. On the other hand, I don't miss a lot of the drama that came with those gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I haven't been in a real strip club since one of those gigs. Like, it's been a couple of years. And I can't imagine me stepping foot in an actual strip club unless I'm getting paid to be there. Just not my thing. Like, after years of fucking working them, it's just not my fucking thing.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's not my thing.
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
Do you want to have pretty girls lie to you and tell you that they're interested in you and, like, try to hustle you for money?
Honestly, from what I've seen on Twitter, it seems like strippers don't really like when girls come into the strip club. Like, they have a lot of issues with girls because they're, like, controlling girlfriends, or they don't want to spend money, or they're just rude. Like, I've heard all kinds of bad experiences.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been any of those things.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I try to be nice, but if I walk in there, who are you going to be controlling on? If I come in there and they already have a bad perception of me, then I don't know. And sometimes people say that I'm shy or like I seem mean because I'm quiet, and
I mean,
I don't mean to come off that way.
That's my impression of you all the time. You're just so mean to me, Lexi. You're just so mean to me. You just abuse me. You're so mean.
I think you can take it.
See the cycle of abuse right there. It's just, you can take it. You can take it. We're gonna end up on fucking trial at Johnny Depp and Amber fucking heard this abusive.
Hey, you're not a soft person.
Oh, that is not what you said at the bar like a couple hours ago when I was talking about.
I said that you would be a soft person if you didn't get a vasectomy and you had a kid. I said you'd be a wonderful, soft, fun dad with all these dumb jokes.
Wow. Wow, my dumb jokes. Ouch. Ouch.
Like dad jokes, you got them.
Ouch.
I see it in you. You still have hope. You can still cancel the vasectomy. I don't recommend it, though.
I'm not going to.
Please don't.
And even if I cancel it, there are nobody on the horizon I would think about breeding with. Like, anyone I knocked up would be an accident. There is no one on my romantic horizon. I'm like, yeah, I could see being attached to you for the rest of my life.
Don't do it.
Most people, at this point, is like, I could see being attached to you for a couple hours.
A couple hours.
Maybe a week. Life? Woo, no. That's why we are having a vasectomy. I am having a vasectomy. We are not getting anyone pregnant. No one is getting fucking pregnant in this fucking house. Well, I mean, I don't know what my roommate's up to, but I am not getting anyone pregnant in this house.
Yeah.
Or in the backseat of a car, or their house, or a hotel room, motel room, alley, bathroom, places where sex happens.
I respect your decision. I'm excited. I hope you are able to film it.
Me too. Not my dick, just facial reactions.
Oh, yeah, close enough. I mean, I don't.
Wait, my dick is close enough to. Wow, Lexi, like you've seen both. Like in your mind, you're like, not much difference.
Yeah, they look the same. I've seen both. Yeah, you just need two googly eyes, and then your dick, and then that's your face.
It's true. I didn't trim very well before that shot.
Oh. No, I don't think you did. I don't. It's like my brain is trying to like remember what the photos look like, but I blocked it out.
Wow, I traumatized Lexi so much. She's like, I just blocked the image of your penis out of my mind forever.
Lexi Lore is traumatized.
I'm sorry, Lexi.
Do not breed. Save the world. Get a vasectomy.
Right? And you can donate.
Donate.
Lexi, have you donated?
No, I have not donated.
Have you at least spread the word?
But now I know. Now I know to donate and spread the word. So it's a good cause.
It is. It is a very good cause.
Yeah.
I'm not putting you on the spot to actually donate. But if you would retweet, wouldn't be mad at you.
Okay. What a way to solicit.
Right? Just putting you on the spot, like on camera, on mic. Like, by the way, homie, can you, help my fucking crazy charity of getting me snipped?
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to talk about this more in some vlogs and shit, but like, no, I don't need to breed. Like, the idea of me being a father is just a bad idea for everyone involved.
Potentially, yeah.
I was actually talking to a female friend of mine the other night, and she's just like, yeah, there's been times where like I made the decision and I didn't even involve the dude, which in the back of my head, I'm like, holy fuck. Are there women out there that like have aborted my children and I just didn't know?
Yeah, maybe. How does that feel? Is that weird?
I mean, it's a little weird that I didn't pay for half of it.
I understand.
With the exception of a couple people that I was delusionally into at the time, there is no one I've ever had sex with that I need to breed with. There's definitely, a couple exes where it's like, oh, well, if it happened, we would start a family. And like, now that I'm free and clear of, the brain chemistry, like, whoo, that would have been bad. That would have been fucking bad. Fucking horrible. Like, just, attached to you for life. Hell, one of them, that birthday party where we dropped acid at the bar together. When I got home that night, I actually sent her hey, we're toxic for each other. We can't be in each other's lives. I'm blocking you on everything fucking text.
Oh, I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
I think it was off stream, but...
Yeah, I don't think that was a public conversation.
I'm glad you're in a better place
now. Yeah, well, that was a shitty situation. And unfortunately, my audience has been, if you were listening in early 2020, had to hear me fucking about it a bit. Definitely talked about it on some podcasts. Yeah, as you do. But I definitely, as I left the bar that night, like 9 o'clock in the morning, because I was still tripping, just like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck her. Text, blocked her on everything. Have not spoken to her since. Didn't even wait for the response. Just fucking blocked her. But there was definitely a point in my life where, like, if that girl had been like, oh, we should start a family, I definitely had thought about it.
Was that day your birthday?
Yes, that was my birthday.
Okay. Yeah, because I know we've gone to the bar a few times and gotten fucked up, but a lot happened on your birthday.
Yeah, that night was an absolute shit show.
It was, a lot happened. I'm sorry that was your birthday.
I mean, it was fine. It was fine.
I had a good time.
No, it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. There was I had a fucking blast. Like, I'm happy with everyone who showed up. Like, I had a fucking good time. I was happy you were there. I was happy that, like, you indulged me. Like, yeah, it's fucking midnight. We're drinking. Let's drop acid. Let's do it.
Yeah, I was down.
I mean, all that shit was fun. But I also was, like, on one hand, a little bummed at, like, hey, a couple people that I was hooking up with did not show to the party, including that girl. So I was just like, oh, okay.
So you invited multiple girls you were hooking up with?
I did.
I feel like that could turn out bad.
Sometimes you got to roll the dice.
Oh my gosh.
At the end of the day, I didn't expect them all to show. Instead, none of them showed.
Fair enough.
It worked out in the grand scheme of things great.
Good math.
It was great math. Like, oh, hey, none of them showed.
No, I don't remember all the details. I just know. I remember talking about it for a long time. But at least I was pretty fucked up. I think we both were.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Definitely fucked up.
It must, I mean, I don't know. I thought I like got in an Uber and left like straight from the bar, but we might have come back here and talked.
No, you definitely jumped in an Uber and
okay. So
you definitely jumped in an Uber at about 2:30.
at some point we talked about it. I just don't remember.
Yeah, no, it was definitely after the fact. Yeah, because at 2:30,
oh yeah,
you jumped in an Uber and I walked home and went,
right.
yeah, I'm tripping, I'm drunk. It's my birthday. I'm going home alone. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounded much more depressing than it meant to come out of my mouth. Like, that sounded like, oh, that's a giant bummer, man. Like, no, it was a great fucking night.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Great. I mean, there, of course, were outside circumstances, but the night, it was good.
And, unfortunately, like, one of my friends made you a little uncomfortable, which was sucked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember that. I don't remember all the details, but I know that we had lots of drinks. We had acid and made it home safely. I might have thrown up. I don't know.
You're like, I don't remember. That was a couple years ago.
I think I did throw up, but I remember thinking like, oh, that was worth it. Like I had great drinks. The bartender was awesome. You were awesome. There was lots of people like vibing with us. And I think we like even stepped outside and smoked or something at the time.
Oh, we did. And at the end of the day, like it was a Sunday night and pretty much everyone in the bar was there for like to party with us. It wasn't like,
yeah,
it was not a private party, but it effectively was a private party.
Yeah.
It was a good fucking night. It
really was.
And that was just like a month before the end times.
I know.
It's so wild. I was like, oh, hey, that is like one of the last parties that was like full normalcy. Like no masks, no worries about like infectious disease. We just had a good fucking night.
We sure did. Good time.
It was. And thank you for being there.
Yeah, I'm glad I showed up. I know some people did.
I know. Multiple people I had sex with did not show up.
Yeah.
What up, former partners? Like, it's my birthday. Someone's supposed to fuck me, right? Apparently not.
Sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
Just
that wasn't your job.
I know. Sometimes
this shit happens.
Only sometimes. At least I was there.
Well, yeah.
I saved it.
You did. You did. You were the saving grace of the party.
Yeah, I had to make you look cool.
I mean, okay, sure. You made me look cool.
Well, it's like, I mean, at least some people showed up.
A lot of people thought.
That's true. I felt like the vibe. I guess I didn't understand how many people you invited versus people that you just saw all the time at the bar anyway. Like, I felt like a lot of the people, like you're a regular and some of them were, but I could be wrong. Like, maybe you just invited everyone.
Pretty much everyone that was there that night were people that I invited.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, the only people that I didn't invite that were there, well, I invited them too, but, like, weren't just invited, were fucking staff that were there on their night off.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I didn't really know who all the people were. Like, people introduce themselves to me, and it often goes right over my head. It's kind of a bad trait of mine. I'm just like, who are these people? Because I get so anxious that when people talk to me, I don't know what they're saying.
It's okay. Hell, earlier tonight we had to figure out where we had met because you're like,
I know. Well, I mean, to be fair, we were drinking that night that we met.
Well, yeah, we were at a party.
Exactly. So it's kind of a blur. It was also way back when. I don't have good memory like that.
It was good times. Yeah, but that was a fun fucking night.
Yeah. I mean, I know there were a few nights I used to go over there, so I don't really remember which night it was. I just know that most people I meet on the internet nowadays, so it was just an easy guess to say I met you on the internet, but I actually didn't. I met you very organically.
Yeah, you met me very organically.
At a house party.
So we met at the house party, and then like we started hanging out more, like a couple years later, and like I remember you posting something about like, hey, does someone want to come out and get drinks with me in Hollywood?
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm like, yo, I'm around. Like, I'll roll through.
Okay. Yes, I remember that. I think it was the rainbow.
Yeah, it was rainbow. It absolutely was rainbow. But like, if we had not met in real life before that, I would have never responded. Be like, hey, yeah, I'll meet up with you for drinks.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something I just do to someone like, oh, hey, we're connected on the internet. No.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like-
glad you showed up.
Yeah, me too. I was hilarious. And you're just like, very, like, this is not about sex. I'm like, whoa, breaks.
Well, I mean, I didn't know who would show up. Like, it could just be any of my followers, not just like I was just ballsy that night. I think I actually said I was at the Rainbow. Like, I don't think I made it a secret.
I don't know if you.
I could have said, I'm like, who wants to get drinks with me in Hollywood? I could have said that, but I feel like I literally said the Rainbow. Like, come fucking find me, you know?
You might have. You absolutely might have.
I feel like I did.
Well, and I was like, yo, I'm in the neighborhood. I'll roll through. But
yeah,
you were like, yo, this is definitely not a sex thing. I'm like, whoa, lady. Okay. Like, that's.
I mean, now I guess that wasn't directed at someone like you, but
I mean,
yeah, a lot
you
of
didn't
people
know me that well
would
at that point.
assume. Like,
You also didn't know me that well at that point.
yeah, so you could have been. I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't really know what I thought. I feel like at that point when we were at the Rainbow, I was probably still like on edge. You know, like meeting new people is always kind of weird. So, but I mean, clearly we hit it off.
We did?
We must have become friends.
Oh my God, we're friends? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm friends with Lexi Lore, everyone. Oh my God. And she just said it on the internet, so it has to be true.
For me, the defining moment was the first podcast, though. I feel like we talked for a long time. It all flowed really well. And at that point, I was like, yeah, like, let's hang out all the time.
We had definitely hung out a bunch of times before you ever did the show.
Did we?
Yeah. Honestly.
I remember feeling anxious about doing this show. Like, we weren't going to have a lot to talk about. But maybe it wasn't because I didn't know you. I don't really remember.
Because I'm a bad friend. I should have asked you on the show well before I did.
Mm-hmm.
But the time I asked you on the show the first time was because it was right after that ex, and I recorded a show that I could not air, and I was going to have no content. And I hit you up, I'm like, yo, Lexi, I need a big favor. And you're like, what is it?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, what is it? What's a big, like, can you come do the show? Like, oh, is that it? Like, I think you, I don't even know what you were possibly thinking that I was going to ask you for, but
oh yeah,
you seemed relieved when I was like, can you come do my podcast?
Yeah, I mean, people definitely ask me for like more shit sometimes. It's always some kind of fucking emergency that becomes my issue. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, is this dude gonna ask me for money or sex or like
right.
a kidney? What the fuck's happening? I'm like, no, can you please just come hang out and promote yourself? I'll buy alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that like that was a fucking cementing like we're homies moment for you.
Yeah, it was. I guess it felt more natural. It just flowed really well. So it went from like kind of anxious to this is easy. Like we can just talk and talk and talk.
I mean, that is the overall goal of the show. Like,
it sure is. And you're really good at it.
Aw. I would hope after 300 fucking episodes of doing this, I'm okay at it by now.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely committed to it. So.
Like, I am pot committed to this shit. Like, I am over 300 episodes deep. I am fucking over 6 years in. I have ended personal relationships over this show.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that just doesn't make sense. Why do you have to end personal relationships?
Well,
people get jealous?
No. Unfortunately, personality conflicts happen. People don't necessarily meet their end of business arrangements.
Okay.
I have definitely pissed some people off about talking about our interpersonal relationships on this fucking show. There are definitely some people who were like, I can't believe you talked about that on air and don't want to fucking do it anymore. Hey, anyone who wants to get involved with me, I'm going to talk about this on the show. Just know about that.
No, I totally understand. With my YouTube channel, I have to be careful what I talk about because of other people's feelings. And it's like, I'm not really like trying to use anybody's name. I'm not trying to slander anybody. I like to talk about my life and my experiences. And literally it'll be like someone I had a fucking Tinder date with 5 years ago, make a video about it, and then they're fucking texting me like, hey, I'm sorry you felt that way. I saw your YouTube video. It's clearly about me. And I'm just like, can you please let me live my life? Like, I don't know you anymore. Why are you watching my YouTube channel anyway? So yeah, I kind of have to, you have to like weigh the factors when you want to talk about something publicly. But I mean, I just like to talk about my life.
Same. And
yeah.
No, I'm not going to pull back. I'm not going to mention anyone's fucking name. Because at the end of the day, if I say X person's name, unless they're relevant to my audience, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, that's not the point.
Right, that is not the story.
It so personally.
That's not the fucking story. Yeah, if we had relations, yeah, the person we were talking about at the bar, I definitely talked about that situation on air. I definitely did.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things where, like, if you're involved with me and you make an impact, I'm probably going to tell the story on there, especially if it's a ridiculous story.
Right. And it's kind of weird that, like, you know, people that you don't relate to them anymore. You're not friends, whatever, but they, like, are listening to your podcast.
Because it's fucking entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when it's, like, a podcast about someone else.
Oh, no. The podcast is about me and my guest.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm on your podcast, then, I mean, that'd be interesting. I want to listen to it. But I don't really, like, you know, go looking at people's podcasts of people I'm not friends with, people that don't like me. I'm not kind of waiting to see if they're talking about me or whatever. Like,
no, believe me. People could be shit-talking me on a bunch of different shows. Please do mention the show. Like, mention me by name, mention the show.
Right.
I don't care. In my advanced age in life, I've really realized that at the end of the day, if I would not take your advice, your opinion does not fucking matter. Mm-hmm. So talk your shit about me. It's okay. If you manage to go through life with 0 enemies, you ain't done life right.
True.
You're gonna have conflict with people. Because at some point, my wants and needs are going to conflict with someone else's wants and needs. And when push comes to shove, I'm going to try to execute on my wants and needs. And, you know, there may be some resentment out of it.
That is some solid life advice for anybody listening.
This is why I'm not braiding. Because I don't know what values I would actually instill in a child.
I mean, that'd be a good one.
It is and it isn't.
When they get older, you got to start with ABCs.
Do you?
I don't fucking know. I mean, you got to start with 1, 2, 3s. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You got to start with the Jackson 5. A, B, C.
Yeah.
It's easy. Nah.
You got to teach them the basics.
I don't even know what the basics are anymore. But the fucked up part about it is, like, our parents didn't actually probably know what the basics were at that point either. Like, all our parents are other children in adult bodies trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. That honestly is the first lesson I would probably try to teach a child. It's like, yo, I am a fallible human being. You need to question fucking everything. Mm-hmm. What I say is not the word of God. Just because I fucked you into this world doesn't mean that I know fucking everything or anything. But I don't have to worry about that. 1 week away from not having to, actually, probably about 3 to 4 weeks away from legitimately not having to worry about that. Because after the vasectomy for like the first week or two, you still have like, some swimmers hanging out.
Yeah, but I mean, you're all torn up. You're not going to be fucking anyway, right? You got to heal.
8 days of healing.
Only 8 days?
Supposedly, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're going to be waiting for an update. Because 8 days is really fast to heal from your nutsack being torn open, basically.
Yo, whoever wants that first cream pie, get at me.
Have you read about if it will change your load, like the way that it looks, the consistency, the color?
It's supposed to be, because the seminal fluid's made elsewhere. It should be fine.
I mean, from somebody I know who's had a vasectomy, they say the only difference is it's like a little clearer, which doesn't really matter. I mean, it still feels good. That's the important part.
Right. I mean, I'm not shooting. Look, I'm not having sex on film, so I don't care how aesthetically pleasing my loads look.
No, and I mean, it could totally be the same. I don't know. That's only like anecdotal evidence.
When I did an AMA on the Moan app yesterday, 2 days ago, Wednesday. Shout out to Moan thank you for hosting me. Thank you for hosting the vasectomy AMA. One of the other users jumped into the chat and was like, oh, when I was allowed to ejaculate again the first time I popped, there was blood in it. And I am glad that dude fucking mentioned it, because I would fucking freak out. Like, oh, good. I'm dying. I'm fucking, oh God.
That's good to know.
Right. It's like, it's super good to know. Like, because the first time I'm Cannibal Corpse lyrics, I would fucking freak out.
Yeah. Scary.
I mean, the whole thing is a little scary. As someone who, like, overanalyzes and gets fucking just in his own head about shit, like, it's all, like, for something that's going to be a routine in, out, less than the time it takes to record this podcast. I'm still a little nerve-wracked about it. I'm still, like, that is still someone playing with my shit.
Yeah, 20 minutes is still a long time to be tortured.
I mean, I'm going to be numb. I better be fucking numb.
I thought you were just getting nitrous oxide.
Oh, no, I mean, there's still local anesthetic.
Oh, well.
No. If they're going to just cut me while I was laughing, woo, no.
So this is not the same. I don't have a ball sack, but I did get my finger, like, infected, but, like, super infected. Just a giant bubble on my finger.
Well, who were you finger blasting that happened?
Okay, that's what Dr. Rig asked me. Dr. Rig fucking said that I was doing too much anal.
Wow.
He said, you gotta stop doing so much butt stuff. I said, Dr. Rig, I have not been shooting all week. Like, my finger got infected some other way. I know I'm a slut, but, like, genuinely, it was not anal, but Dr. Rig convinced me it was anal.
Oh my God, that's so good.
It wasn't anal. I swear up and down it was not anal. I got my finger infected. I don't fucking know why.
Just picking your nose too much. I get it.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to hear it. My finger got infected. I probably got a fucking hangnail. Okay? I probably got a hangnail.
Okay, you got a hangnail. Please don't cut me.
Anyways, I got a hangnail and I had to get stitches. It was so bad.
They had to cut the infection out?
Yeah, and they had to cut the infection out and stitch my finger up. But they stitched into my nail, my fingernail. They put a stitch through my fingernail and sewed up my finger. But all I had was like a numbing. Maybe they gave me a shot, or maybe it was a numbing cream. I don't really know. But they numbed me up. So I didn't feel a damn thing, but I could hear the string going through my fingernail. It was, just like hearing it was very creepy, and looking at it. Yeah. But afterwards it did hurt really bad. I will say that. It's not a nut sack, but there is hope. If you're getting numbed, you might not fucking feel anything.
From one of my friends who got one, like, way back in the day, he's like, it just felt like a little tug, is what he said. And he got one, like, almost 20 years ago. I
believe it.
I don't know. Hopefully, if the doctor's cool, we will capture my facial reactions on fucking camera. Like, I'm going to bring my lavs and the cameras and set up a tripod and be like, this is me getting fucking, snipped.
Yeah.
Because it's important to me. I don't know why this has become my crusade, but it's become my crusade to convince more dudes to do this shit.
I totally agree. There are so many dudes who, sure, it could be reversible, but guys who never want to have kids, will never take care of kids, will never pay for their kids, whatever. And, like, they're going around fucking and cream pieing people and hoping they're on birth control, but, like, they're never going to take care of a kid. So it's like, why not just do it? Why not get a vasectomy?
I agree. In all reality, when I started advertising that I was doing this, I had, holy shit, like, it was hilarious because it was literally the second person I ever had sex with who I'm still in contact with, like, this many years later. It was like, I swear you had that done 10 years ago. I'm like, nope, definitely didn't. Probably should have. Wild to me that someone I was sexually active with who just assumed I had it done.
Yeah. It
but
could help people out.
I have definitely had some risky fucking sex where, like, I hooked up with someone, what was it, last year? Like, as we're going at it, I'm like, getting near climax, and I'm just like, yo, are you on birth control? And she's like, no. So, I pulled out. Pull-out game was strong on that one. But, you know, we kept messing around and she was like, all right, let's go again. I'm like, yo, shouldn't I just go wash off? Like, you should not put my cummy dick back inside you. Mm-hmm. She definitely did. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, I mean, it's been over a year. Did not knock her up. But it like, in the heat of the moment, it's like, oh, this is hot. Let's do this. In retrospect, it's like, oh, I definitely should not have put my penis that just popped like a couple minutes ago. And we are just like kind of lying in our filth.
Right.
Back inside you. You're not on birth control. Also, if I was smarter, I would have gotten a fertility test before I agreed to get myself snipped. Because I've never actually had a real pregnancy scare.
Oh.
I may just have shit swimmers in the first place, and I may just be like...
Oh, no. You don't want to do it for no reason.
Well, apparently I'm going to do it for reasons.
Oh,
but shit. I could have like been like, yo, I should come in a cup and see if like my swimmers even are fucking any good.
Yeah, that'd be good to know.
Because I have definitely cream pied some people in my day.
It's also, I mean, it is totally possible that somebody out there has gotten an abortion and not told you. Yeah, I had a friend recently do that. Like, complete secret, you know? Like, he doesn't fucking know.
But why not tell the dude?
Well, you know, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think part of it is because, she's had experiences where, like, her ex would be like, I, you know, really want to have a kid. Like, let's have a kid, whatever. And it was in a situation where, like, they would break up if she got an abortion. And a lot of relationships, from what I've heard, are like that. Like, the guy wants to have a say-so and, like, whether she gets an abortion or not. So
I'm of two minds about that shit. Like, yeah. At the end of the day, it's your body, your fucking choice. 100%. Yeah. On the other hand, like, not even informing the dude seems a little weird to me.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do.
I get it from the outside. It's like, this is the path of least resistance. Like, it's your body, your choice. I don't give a fuck what this dude has to say. I don't want to be involved with this dude. I don't want the drama of this dude trying to convince me to keep it or any other bullshit involved. Okay, it makes sense. It's just like on a hypothetical level, on a level where it's also like, in an ideal world, no, I'd like to fucking know so I can at least help you pay fucking for it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I feel like in a relationship, it's a heavy burden to carry to get a secret abortion. I feel like that would be very difficult. But if it's like porn, I feel like that probably happens all the time.
Very few people want set babies. There's definitely been a couple out there, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, it seems more likely and just less dramatic, you know. I mean, it's like I personally was someone who it was like when I was brand new, probably 3 months in the industry. I was hanging out with this girl a lot, and she got pregnant on set, and I had a scene with the guy, or at least the suspected guy, and it was my job to be the carrier of the news. So I let him know.
That is such bullshit.
Yeah.
You should have told that girl, no, tell this fucking dude yourself.
To me, I mean, at the time, it was kind of, I was bored. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I'll tell him.
That's a shit situation to put you in.
Yeah. I mean, crazy situation.
How'd he take it?
He was totally down to start a family.
With a girl that, like, he wasn't
dating? With a girl from on set, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they, like, knew each other really at all, but she was like, look, it's either this guy who cream pied me or this guy who cream pied me. I think it's this one. Like, can you tell him? And I was like, heh.
That is a Maury episode and a half.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like, could you imagine Maury pulling out on a bunch of porn stars like, who's the father of your set baby?
Yeah, I know. So, but like there's very little reason for her to pinpoint him compared to the other guy, you know? So to me, it was kind of like, this is kind of weird. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll tell him. But yeah, he's just like, oh, cool. Like, I knocked up this porn star that I met last month. Let's start a family together.
That is the most terrifying sentence I've ever heard. I knocked up this porn star I met last month. Let's start a family. Like goosebumps. Just like look at my arm. Goosebumps from just that statement. Like holy fuck. There are definitely some performers I've had sex with like that I do not know. The ... Let's start a family. Oh God. That is terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you're getting a vasectomy because that could happen to you. Imagine it's me, Lexi Lore, coming to do the podcast. I'm like, hey, by the way, this porn star friend of mine wanted me to let you know that you knocked her up. You want to start a family together?
I'd be like, where's the nearest flight of stairs? Lexi, I thought you were about to spin that like, it's me, Lexi Lore. Matt, you got me pregnant. I'm like, I what? We've never had sex, Lexi. I've been very drunk around you, but sorry, we've never had sex.
Oh yeah, I found a condom in the bathroom. Decided to knock myself up.
Oh, that's my roommate's. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I don't use condoms. Why do you think I'm getting a vasectomy?
Good point. Probably none of us use condoms here.
No, there's a box. Like I had a former partner.
You have them.
Yeah, no, I had a former partner.
They expire.
I mean, they're not that old.
Oh, it doesn't matter anyway after next week.
It doesn't. But I had a partner that I was hooking up with during the pandemic who, like, after multiple times of unprotected, she's just like, we need to use condoms. Like, okay, I'll order condoms. And then we never hooked up again. Girl, I bought condoms. You said we need condoms. Okay, great. Bought condoms I'm not using. Yeah, no, I haven't used them. I just have a box of fucking condoms that I bought a bunch of them too because I was like, we're banging like rabbits for a minute there. I mean, someone may come into my life who's like, oh, you need to use condoms.
I don't know. When you get a vasectomy, do you get like a proof of vasectomy QR code? Like, can you just tell people you had a vasectomy?
Why do you think I want to film it?
You need proof.
Right? Go to my YouTube. I've had a vasectomy.
Because you could be lying,
Like, that would be the shittiest dude ever to lie about having a vasectomy. I mean, I'm sure that dude's out there. I'm sure that dude's out there.
Oh, he's out there somewhere. Few of them, probably.
Probably, but...
multiple.
I'm not that dude. I'm not going to lie about my vasectomy. Holy fuck. On, like, the minute it's done, my dating apps are going to get updated with, like, I've had a vasectomy. I'm not having children.
Great.
Well, I talked about this during the AMA yesterday. Someone's like, are you going to be upfront about this? I'm like, yes, I want the trash to see itself out. This podcast is prominently on all my dating apps. Clips of me hanging out with performers are on my dating apps. Because if it's going to be a problem, I'm not fucking changing.
I get it.
So you need to see yourself the fuck out if it's a problem.
You got to scare them off early.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, why would you want to get emotionally invested with someone and be like, yo, part of my life is a fucking deal breaker for you?
Yeah, when I was dating, I would have like this checklist, and I can't remember everything that was on it, but I'd be like, you have to be okay with these things. Like, you're not going to tell me to just do girl. You're not going to tell me to quit the business. You're not going to blah, blah, like all these different things. Yeah, not saying that it's foolproof, but I definitely had a checklist for a long time now. Yeah, I've had a checklist.
But were you upfront about it? Was it a mental checklist for you, or was it just like you told dudes off the front, like, this is how it's gonna fucking be?
It would be like the first or second date, like, hey, just letting you know. Because like being a porn star, I feel like these conversations kind of have to happen anyway. So I'd be a little upfront about it. As
you should be. It's your goddamn career. It's your fucking job.
Right. I get very attached to people too. So it's like, I don't want to waste my time with someone if they're, and it has happened. Like, I've gone on first or second dates with people where they're like, well, actually, I was wondering, like, can you just shoot with girls? And I'm like, why would you ask me that? Like, how do you have the balls to go on a date with me and waste my time like this? And then still try to fuck me after. I can't. Very stressful. I don't fuck on a first date.
Lexi doesn't. I do.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends. Like, as a porn star, like, I want to be taken seriously, but a lot of people think, like, I'm a porn star, so I'll just fuck them. So you got to kind of weed those people out, as well as the ones who are controlling and don't like the porn and all that. So there's just multiple layers to it. It's complicated.
100%. And it's one of those things where, like, you're a person. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, I don't want to fuck on the first date. There's absolutely no, just because what you do for work doesn't mean, hey, in my real life, in my interpersonal relationship, I should decide this is what I have to do. Like, fuck that. You're right. You don't have to fuck on the first date. It's good.
Yeah.
I do because I'm fucking easy.
Guys get butthurt over that. I remember I dated a guy and like I would be on set all fucking day, just like coming home very tired, very sore, be like, well, you know, you fuck this guy on set all day. Why don't you fuck me now? And I'm like, I'm fucking tired today. Maybe tomorrow. You know, or just like real life shit. Sometimes people are tired. They don't want to fuck. But like competing with your on set partners, like that's kind of...
Oh, no, it's lame. It's lame as shit. Like,
super. Very insecure.
Oh, you've had a rough day on set. Is the proper response, would you like an Epsom salt bath?
Yeah.
That is the proper response to that.
Totally.
Are you going to get upset if I jerk off? Like, because that's the proper response. Like,
that's another thing, though. Like, guys lie and hide about jerking off. I'm like, why? Like, if I'm literally like, hey, like, when's the last time you masturbated? Like, guys just won't even tell you. Like, I was like, I'm just horny and I want to hear about your masturbation. Like, what did you watch? Like, how was it? Like, or like, send me pics. And they won't. It's like so secret that guys jerk off.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you great detail about it. I'm not sending you pics. Like, I don't care how, like, intimate a partner you are. I am consciously aware that if it exists on the internet, it exists forever. So I'm cool with keeping my dick private. If you want to watch me while I, fucking... It's been a rough day and you just want to watch me do it, that's cool. I'm down with that. But I'm not sending you pics. I will discuss in great detail. I'll tell you what I'm watching. I will fucking forward you the clip I'm watching as I do it. But I'm not sending you my dick as it fucking squirts.
Okay. Yes. That
was not directed at you, Lexi. That was just a general.
I understand. I mean, you did send me your dick. But anyway.
I'm never going to live that down.
Besides the point.
I'm never going to live that. But I also said, like, when I was telling other people about this, like, of anyone I could accidentally send my dick to, I edit your porn, so, like, it's fair. In the grand scheme of things, I've edited a bunch of your scenes, so that's fair. Like, oh, well, I've seen you have sex multiple times. You accidentally saw my dick. In an equitable situation, that's as close as we're getting.
I can agree.
Once again, sorry about sending you my dick.
It's all good. I don't
even remember what it looks like.
I don't take it personal. I just know it was soft. But yes, there's nothing wrong with masturbating. I think it's weird. It's weird to lie about it.
It is.
That's weird.
At least in my generation of dudes, there was definitely, like, when I was coming up, like, talking about masturbation was shameful because, oh, if you have to jerk off, that means you can't get pussy. I feel like at least with dudes my age and maybe a little younger, it's just in the back of their head like, oh, if I got to rub one out, that means I can't get laid.
No, I mean, it's not reasonable to say that you can always get pussy every time you're horny, and you just might not want to. Sometimes it's easier to just jerk off.
I concur.
There's nothing wrong. Like, even if you're married and she's like the horniest girl on earth, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes she'll be at the grocery store getting eggs.
Well, it's
just jerk off.
And also, when you're rubbing one out, you don't have to be concerned about your partner's satisfaction. Like, if you're fucking someone and you actually give a damn about them, because I've definitely in my life been guilty about masturbating inside someone. Like, there were definitely people I hooked up with. I was drunk. I was just like, oh, your vagina has presented itself. I do not actually give a fuck if you have a good time with this. I'm literally just fucking because I was presented with fucking.
It's very honest of you.
It's true. I mean, I've definitely masturbated inside some people, but when I'm actually involved with someone, I can't give a fuck. Yeah, I want them to have a fucking good time. I'm very concerned with that they're having fucking pleasure in the situation. So you gotta, bring your fucking A game. If I'm rubbing one out, well, I don't give a fuck about anyone getting off but me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be like, oh, hey, do I need to last long enough so you get yours? Do I have to fucking do that thing that you like? Nah, I just did Pop and go.
The more you know.
As everyone's just like, I'm here for Lexi Lore. Why am I hearing this dude talk about masturbation? Holy shit, I'm out. This is the point where like everyone's just like, I'm out of this podcast.
Bloop.
Bloop. Just
Bloop.
Off to another channel. Do you feel the same way about masturbation? Like, I'm sure there's times where you're like, hey, I'm going to flick the bean and I just get to get mine. I don't have to worry about like my partner's fucking pleasure.
Yeah, so there's like some mental gymnastics when it comes to fucking other people. Like I'll kind of get in my own head about things, like just like trying to make sure that they're happy, right? I'm not always thinking about myself. I'm thinking about other things, like, oh, how do I look? Like, or do they feel good? Are they gonna come? Whatever. I'm just like thinking about other shit. But if I'm masturbating, I can just kind of like close my eyes and just like, sometimes I can use my vibrator and that feels really good. But yeah, if I'm fucking someone and they're trying to make me come, like I have to kind of will myself into an orgasm, which might not be an experience that you have, but my mind has to be in the right place for me to be able to come. But with a vibrator, it's just so much easier. I'm like, sorry.
So how many times with partners have you not gotten off? You're just like, you're more concerned with them getting theirs.
Yeah. I mean, very few people have made me come. Like, compared to the number of people I've fucked, of course.
Well, and I'm talking all real life. Like, set sex doesn't count.
I mean, I've not had that much sex off camera, I guess. Probably less than 10 people.
Of those 10, I mean, I'm sure at least a few of them were multiple, times.
Of course. Yeah.
Because you can't count sex. Sex is about being aesthetically pleasing, not necessarily like actually being pleasurable for anybody involved.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the people that I would fuck regularly, yeah, they could make me come. I don't know. I don't always register it. I mean, sometimes offset, I would fuck people like on set and then again offset.
Well, then they count.
They do. It's just like, am I counting them? I kind of am, but I might not be.
Well,
between 10 to 20. I'm not sure.
I mean, no one's judging your number. It could be thousands. I don't care.
Oh, it's not.
I know. Well, that's the big misnomer. And like, the girl you pick up on average from a bar has probably had more partners than most female adult performers, because there's only like a handful of dudes that actually are male talent.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Of all the active male talent, we could probably count them all between all our hands and toes. That's
true. Yeah, because I mean, it's not easy to be one of the good performers as a male. That's not really an easy job.
It's not. Mm-mm. Once again, audience, part of the reason I've never wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. I'm not sure I could keep it up with some dude who looks like me leaning over me with a camera.
I can understand.
Hell, I have problems enough doing my lines when Quasar's pointing a camera at me, let alone actually like if my dick was out.
Yeah, I really don't know how they do it. That's difficult.
I don't know how Michael Jordan slam dunked a fucking basketball, but he got it done.
I don't know either.
But they fucking got it done. So hats off to the fucking male talent who can fucking do the job. But at the end of the day, not everyone can. And you have to accept that limitation. Just because you can have sex with someone in private doesn't mean you can do it on a set, under lights, with someone you may not be attracted to, surrounded by fucking people that just want to go home. Like, everyone in that crew just wants to go home.
Yeah.
Nobody on a porn crew is excited to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're excited to be on a porn crew, you're in the wrong place.
Oh, I think it's happened to me. I know, like certain very amateur gangbangs. I've heard that some guys actually pay to be in the fucking gangbangs.
The gangbang or like a bukkake or both or?
I mean, I want to say both, but specifically a gangbang company where guys like pay $100 to be in the fucking gangbang. And to me, that's the wrong place to be. I don't want to be that person. And I haven't, but I have done like kind of a more amateur gangbang. I don't think they paid to be there. I hope they did it. But yeah, that's weird. That's like a job that you normally would get paid to do, like you would think.
Well, hell, I know some of the bukkake scenes, like they only pay the first handful of people that fucking pop. And the other people just are there. Like, are you serious, man? You're gonna masturbate on top of someone surrounded by a bunch of dudes and not get paid for it?
Yeah, that was like desperate.
Yeah, I was once asked to go be a moped of bukkake. I'm like, no, I'm cool. And the person asked me got really offended when I'm like, no, I have zero interest in that. Oh man, it's easy. You should come do it. I'm like, no. Why would I do that? Cool. I get to whip my cock out and come on some girls. Like, no.
I mean, I guess I don't remember, but bukkake is just like, I mean, is there even sex?
No,
'Cause
it's
that would
just
make it a gangbang, right?
No, it's just a circle jerk.
It's just a circle jerk.
Where you-
Everyone comes on the girl's face.
Yeah.
But they have to jerk off to do it. So
Yeah.
why is that even fun?
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some people are super into group sex or like swingers, or I don't fucking know, but I would want to interact with the woman and
I think
fuck her or finger her, do something. I don't know.
I agree, but I think for some of these dudes, just the idea of like being in a porn is just that appealing. I'm a porn star. Like,
Yeah, to be
no, bro,
honest,
you're a mope.
There's
You're a fucking mope.
probably, yeah, I'm sure a lot of my Twitter followers would be like, oh yeah, I'll come on Lexi Lore. But I'm like, with one condition, you can't fuck me or touch me or do anything sexually arousing. Just come on me. And they probably would. That's weird.
Yeah, while being surrounded by 20 other dudes all fucking stroking themselves, trying to race this pop on your face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the scene would look good and it would be like, ooh, Lexi Lore, kinky, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's very slutty. And I love that. But thinking about, like, the dudes who are in it, yeah, that's, it's just not, like, fun. Not fucking the girl.
100% no. And also, hey, I'm sure if you're in that situation, you get no say over what talent you're masturbating on. So it could be some girl that you are not attracted to in any way, shape, or form. That sounds like hell on earth. Hey, I mean, just masturbating with 20 other guys shoulder to shoulder with me at racing to come on someone sounds like hell on earth. Then add in like, oh, hey, I'm not even attracted to the person I'm trying to come on. Sounds even fucking worse. Why? Why would I ever want to for like a $125 paycheck?
Yeah. It's definitely not for the money. I don't think people do it for the money.
No, they do it for the, I'm in a porno. Yeah. I'm a porn star. Like, no, you fucking mope. You are not a porn star. You're not a fucking porn star. You're a fucking mope masturbating on someone else's face.
Just a mope.
No shame to the people that book this shit. No shame to the performers that are receiving the bukkake. They're getting paid. Everyone involved, except the fucking mopes, are making their money.
Yeah.
I'm not here to kink shame the mopes. If you sexually get off on this shit, kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you. It's just, I cannot wrap my brain around ever wanting to fucking do that shit. But also, I've never wanted to be like talent. I definitely have had a couple performers be like, oh, I'd love to fuck you on my OnlyFans. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm A-okay with not fucking you if it means keeping my dick off your OnlyFans.
And I can respect that because I feel like pretty much everyone's doing OnlyFans, you know. It's very common. Like, even directors, or even some agents, like, people who should be a little more professional, you know, but they're still doing OnlyFans. And, like, hey, you want to shoot for OnlyFans? And I'm like, you know, not really.
No, it's just a line that, like, I don't want to cross. I'm A-okay with being porn adjacent for my whole fucking career. I'm A-okay with, like, not fucking up. And you know what? If I got deeply involved with a performer, maybe I would revisit that one day. Yeah. Maybe if, like, I'm madly in love with this performer and she wants to perform with me on her blah, blah, maybe I'd revisit that. But as of right now, I'm not putting my dick on someone's OnlyFans that, like, hey, I just want to fuck you once or twice. Like, there's no future here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I shot with the director today, and for my sites, and it's just like one of the people who's very professional and doesn't shoot OnlyFans and doesn't have any kind of angle to So, and I respect that because there's definitely a lot of people who are like, hey, like, let's shoot content. Like, just not for everyone.
Well, and some of those people that are like, let's just shoot content, just want to fuck. Like, they don't actually give a fuck about the content. They just want to fuck that person. I would much rather be upfront and be like, yo, I would like to fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, why would I lie and then put my dick on the fucking internet when I'm just like, no, I would like to be inside you. Can we make that happen? You're not down? All right, cool. Let's go about our day.
Sometimes content is just a great excuse. I don't really do that. I'm very much about my work, but there's certain things that I just like to do anyway. Like, I really love threesomes or group sex. So, but saying like, hey, let's shoot content. Yeah, it is easier. It's definitely easier.
I don't know. Are you sliding in anyone's DMs and be like, yo, let's shoot content when you're just like, I'm trying to bone you?
Not just to bone. No, not just bone. Definitely both. Sometimes just to shoot content. Sometimes it's very like, professional, just for money, like whatever, like this makes sense. Let's work together. And then there's like a nice mixture. Like tomorrow I'm shooting with a girl that I think is very pretty. Not to say that we would necessarily fuck off camera. I don't really know. Maybe.
The chemistry's there.
Yeah, but let's shoot content. Let's find out.
But if you're like, ran across that girl at a bar, would you be like, yo, I think she's hot. I'm going to try to bang her.
I don't have that confidence. Like, I don't make moves on people like that.
But I'm saying in an ideal world, like, if you had that confidence, if you saw, like, yeah, there's plenty of people I've seen at a fucking bar with, like, I'm not going to approach that person. But, man, if the opportunity presented itself, I would fuck the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Is this a person where, like, if given the opportunity, if it was just like, yo, I would fuck this person and fuck them.
She's banging hot. I mean, in my opinion, one of the hottest girls.
I'm definitely going to have to ask you who this is off mic.
Yeah. I don't want to make it weird, but... I want
to make it weird, but I'll wait till we're off mic. Like, I'm curious now.
Yeah.
I also am curious, like, if we have the same taste in women, but...
I don't know. What's your... Oh, you like the Europeans. Nah, she's not European.
I don't think I've ever actually had sex with a European. All the times I've had sex in Europe was with Americans.
You just jerk off to them.
Well, yeah, because I don't know them and they're hot.
Because you don't know them and they're hot. Okay, so you think they're hot.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
so that's your type. No, only in porn. Is there like a porn type and a real life type?
Well, yes and no. Definitely yes and no. So, body-wise, like, I like fucking big tits. Fucking a breast man. 100%. But it's... Like, there's definitely been some girls, like, and I've been in recent memory where it's like, oh, I feel like we have a good vibe. I'm totally down. You're not necessarily, like, just my ideal body type. And then there have definitely been some girls who are like, oh, you're my ideal body type, and you fucking suck. I would definitely fuck you and never call you again.
Right.
So it's a mixed bag. I'm old enough where I'm just like, I am not willing to put up with shitty people just because I'm attracted to them. And I'm also not willing to just like write someone off because they are not necessarily my ideal body type.
I understand.
I mean, what's your type, Lexi?
Well, I really like redheads.
Ditto.
Mm-hmm. Like natural redheads. I
like them all. I like natural redheads. I like wildly dyed red hair too.
Okay. Well, that's another thing. I like the alternative girls, or at least the porn industry would call them. Yeah, I love like the fun hair colors and the creativity and the tattoos and all that beautiful jazz. But redheads is definitely like my go-to.
I've definitely done some ignorant shit in the name of gingers. I definitely have.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's pretty simple. I like natural bodies, I guess. But there's been certain instances where I shoot with a woman with like nice fake tits, and I'm just like, I just want to shove my face in them, big old titties. So sometimes that's nice, but yeah.
Hey, I like fake tits. I do. If they're done well, I do like fake tits.
You're asking for a lot. There's all kinds of fake tits out there.
Oh, I know. I've been around a minute.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some nipples that point in two different fucking directions. I've definitely seen some horrible fucking surgery scars. And for porn, that's not really what I want to fucking rub one out to. If they were an awesome person in real life, I might not be like, oh my God, you had a bad tit job. You're a horrible person. If you're awesome, I'd probably be like, okay, I can overlook your bad tit job.
Yeah. It's definitely I guess a thing that porn has exposed me to, where I see a lot of fake tits and I can definitely appreciate some of them.
Me too. Mm-hmm. I can definitely be like, oh, those are some nice fake tits.
Yeah.
Depending on who it's on, like the Brazilian butt lift, I can take or leave.
Okay.
There's some girls where it looks real good on. Some girls are like, oh, I have an average sized penis. I'm not sure I could properly penetrate you anymore.
That makes sense. I feel like it's harder to spot sometimes. Like I've known some women who are like very open about it, but I've not really noticed like bad butts as much as I've noticed bad tits. And I don't mean to say bad, but just like misshapen, if that's the way to put it.
Just, they're right a little too high, or the nipples go like one way or another, or
they just have corners.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like boobs don't normally have corners.
No.
Mine don't, at least.
I know. I've edited your shit. I'm aware.
Round and soft.
I mean, I don't know if they're soft. I know they're round.
They're soft.
I will take your word.
A lot of fake tits are firm. They're hard. I kind of like jiggly, bouncy.
Well, yeah, they got to have a little jiggle. I don't want them to just be like... But I will take your word for it. As I said, like, never felt them. Only seen them on camera. Sorry.
They have movement. They have life.
They do. They have a life of their own.
Yes.
Also, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone should be getting fake tits unless it's for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't be getting fake tits because, like, oh, some dude thinks I should be getting them. Like, nah.
If I ever did it, it would just be so that they sit like cleavage without wearing a bra. Like, I have to wear a bra to get that nice, like, little booby butt crack. Cleavage. I'm sorry. I don't know any other way to describe it.
Cleavage is the word, yes.
Or what is it? Decollage. Oh, I'm going to embarrass myself.
Are we going to have another Philippines incident?
Yeah, but it's not a Filipino thing. Decollage.
No idea what you're talking about.
Decorating. Anyway, very embarrassing. If anyone's made it this far into the podcast.
I hope many people have made it this far into the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Why are you encouraging people to turn off the podcast?
My final answer is that it's decollage.
Okay. But you didn't put it in the form of a question, so you can't get the points.
Okay.
This is obviously a Now We Drink Jeopardy.
There's another word for cleavage or like chest or like pretty like this area. Anyways, so yeah, it'd be cool if my boobs would just naturally do the cleavage thing without wearing a bra. That would be A+, but is it worth getting fake tits, undergoing surgery, paying all this money, not to get bigger boobs, because that's not really what I'm going for. I just want them to sit up like real nice like this all the time. And to me, it's not really my thing. It's not really worth it. I don't really like invasive stuff like that unless it's like super important to me.
Like a vasectomy.
Yeah, I would probably do it.
You're gonna get your tubes tied? Wow.
I mean, I feel like society kind of makes you feel like you're gonna regret it. Like they make you feel like you're gonna regret it, and it's like kind of scary. So I feel like I wouldn't really do that right now. Just because I don't want to deal with like the people in my ear.
Also, you're still very young.
Yeah.
At my age, if I were to have a kid right fucking now, like right this second I got someone pregnant, the kid was born in 9 months, I'd be fucking 42 when the kid was born. I'd be 60 when the kid was graduating high school. Think about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, sperm, you can pretty much get someone pregnant at any age, right? I think your sperm count can go down
I mean,
with age,
Hugh
but
Hefner definitely like had his kids, his two sons, like way late in life.
yeah. So that makes sense. Like, I think, if you're like actually holding the eggs, like eventually you run out of time. So I guess there's that feeling of like, oh, I could just run out of time someday, and like that would be fine, But if you're just like always making sperm your whole life, I don't know about that. I would understand getting a vasectomy.
Just the idea of like, oh hey, in 6 years I gotta fucking play catch with your ass. Like I'm gonna be almost 50. Well, I mean, I'll be
Right.
mid 40s, but still.
I understand. Yeah.
Now fuck that. Fuck that. We have spent way too much time talking about my dick this episode. Way too much. No argument from Lexi on that.
I mean,
Like, I'm here talking about your penis.
Well, hey,
I don't know why.
Okay, it's fair though. You have a very big life event coming up. So yes, you're going to talk about your dick this week, probably next week, probably the week after. And then people are going to be like, okay, Matt, we've heard enough.
Really? Have you
But
heard enough about my dick?
Before, during, and after. Like, I think some people want to know, how are you feeling before? How's it going? And then what are your results? Do you have phantom dick pain? Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, God. One of my buddies was like, oh, I had about a year of phantom pain. I'm like, cool. My balls may randomly hurt for the next year.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Oh, I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. Like, I'm really hoping. Like, that sounds fucking miserable. And it's not like I'm in a steady relationship right now where I have to worry about, like, knocking someone up that I'm regularly involved with. Like,
yes. We'll want to hear about it before, during, and after. So
the next year of podcasts is me like, oh, my balls hurt.
No.
My balls, my poor balls.
Not forever.
My balls.
Not forever, but for now, yes.
Well, yeah, it's not forever because eventually I'll be dead.
Speak about your penis almost as much as you want. You also have to talk about me a little bit.
Have we not talked about you enough?
We have, but we've also talked about your dick probably enough. But
I mean, we've definitely talked about my dick more than your genitals.
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
I would agree with that statement. Ask your audience. Would they rather hear about...
No, they would definitely rather hear about your genitals.
Yes.
Lexi, I don't need them to weigh in on that one. They would 100% want to hear about your genitals more than mine.
Right.
Judging by our Pornhub ratings, you're in double digits, I'm in the 100,000s. They want to hear about your genitals much more than mine.
I understand that, yeah.
The math is there. The numbers are there.
The math is there.
So what would you like to tell the audience about your genitals?
My genitals are laser hair removal.
How'd that go, by the way?
I went many times, like every 6 weeks, for a little over a year. And I can no longer grow a full bush. I grow like little tiny baby hairs that are very soft, but I don't think they'll ever be like your beard.
How do you know my beard's not soft?
Well, it looks more like what my pubes used to look like before I destroyed them.
I really don't know how to take that.
My pubes were maybe curlier than your beard hairs. But they weren't. They were different, but okay, I've felt enough beards in my life to know that they're a little more coarse. And that's kind of what pubes are like. At least for me, they're difficult to shave. I get like razor bumps and that shit hurt and it was not cute. So yes, I lasered it all off.
How was that process?
It was fine. I mean, it was warm, like especially around my butthole. I was always nervous that my butthole was winking at the lady who was lasering my butthole. Other than that part, it was smooth sailing. Sometimes it smelled a little burnt afterwards. That was weird.
I wonder why. They're melting hair.
Yeah.
They're literally killing your hair at the follicle with a laser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... burnt hair definitely seems like it would be a thing on the menu there.
Yes, my pussy smelled burnt. What's about it?
Burnt pussy.
Burnt pussy, the best kind. If you haven't had it, you don't know. So
no, I have definitely never had burnt pussy. I've had smelly pussy. I've had hairy pussy. Never burnt pussy.
Smelly pussy, huh?
It happens sometimes.
Is it your favorite kind or your least
No,
favorite?
no, it's definitely not my favorite kind.
What should a pussy smell like?
That is an amazing question. It's one of those things where like, oh, hey, if it doesn't smell bad, it's just like, oh, hey, it's a pussy. But when it's like, oh, it's bad, it's just like, well, because generally you lady folk like wear perfumes and body washes and lotions and shit like that. Like, one of my favorite partners always smelled like fucking vanilla. Like, just like, oh, ooh, kind of give me a hard just having that scent. But it's just like, I definitely fucked someone at one point where it's like, hours later, like, my dick still smells like her. That ain't a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially because that was protected. Like, used a condom, and my dick still smelled like her. Like,
ooh, that's weird.
yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of that. I mean, not that I know a lot of people who have condom sex. For me, like in the industry, people are usually very clean. So it's pretty common for a pussy to smell and taste like almost nothing. And that's great. That's wonderful. But like girls in real life, or like even just girls who are new, and I definitely I got hooked on douching, like pretty much everybody else who shoots porn. So I'm an extremely clean person about sex, to the point where like my off-camera partners are like, you're kind of crazy about hygiene. I'm like, I am. I want to shower before sex. I often want to douche. I want to be very clean. I don't know.
You never get like too hot and bothered and like, let's go now. You're like, okay.
I sure have.
Okay.
I sure have, but a lot of times I'm like, no, like I feel gross. I feel sweaty. I've had a long day. Like I really want to shower and then get in bed. Whatever. So it really depends. But yeah, so I kind of appreciate a girl that's more natural, or has like kind of a natural pussy scent, not like completely washed out and just like dry,
Well, no one ever wants a dry pussy.
No one wants a dry pussy. And yeah, if you like douche all the good liquid out and all that good natural lubricant, it's not as fun.
Fuck up your pH levels.
That's so true. It's like, it's a hard battle to fight. You douche to smell good, then you fuck up your pH, and then you have to keep douching to like, so it's a vicious cycle. I'll say that.
Maybe one day we'll break it. Maybe one day we'll break
know.
that vicious cycle of douche.
The fucking douche. It's an addiction.
Once again, these are the type of things that are like, I am glad I am not a woman. Y'all have it so shitty. On the flip side, y'all could be ruling the world if you execute a little better.
Oh, I totally agree. Like I've seen, the amount of time that we spend shaving. It's like we could rule the world in the amount of time that we spend shaving.
Y'all just didn't get caught up with dumb dudes like who try to control you and get caught up in your emotions. Y'all could rule the world because better than almost anybody the amount of power you wield with dumb dudes.
Oh, yeah.
How much money could you generate, just on a rough estimate, on one picture of your feet?
7,000.
Okay, right. The amount of hours I would have to work to generate $7,000.
Just sell NFTs.
My NFTs are not selling at the moment. I have a few out there.
The market's really bad right now.
It's okay. I mean, I am also not famous.
Yeah.
And the NFTs are of me, so if I never shown you those, I'll show you when we're done. But yeah, I got bored.
Interested, yeah.
I got bored and decided to do some fun photography, and I'm like, I'll turn these into NFTs. Why the fuck not?
You just listed them on OpenSea yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
No third-party NFT companies like, yeah, we want Matt Slayer NFTs.
Oh. You need unlockables with your NFTs or some kind of real world value,
Supporting me is real world value, people. Real world value to me.
It might not be enough for some people.
It's okay. I'm not sweating it. I'll just get you to sign a model release and I'll do some of the B photos from the Vegas strip as sell those as NFTs.
Yeah. Yeah, I have someone right now took photos of me and they're like, I want to sell your photo as an NFT and they'll send me 50% profit. I was like, fucking go for it. There's so many people like selling NFTs of my image and I get no part in it. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about it.
I mean, you could probably send them a cease and desist.
Yeah, potentially. It's just, yeah, it can become difficult to trace people when it comes to crypto and all that jazz.
It's very true. It's very true. But on that note, Lexi Lore, let's get you out of here. Let's call last call on this motherfucker.
Okay.
Where can they find you on the things, girl?
You can find me on twitter.com/LexiLore. I would say allmylinks.com/thelexilore. And as of recording this, I have no Instagram. Very sad. No Instagram account. So don't get scammed.
Right. Don't send a random Lexi Lore your money. Send the real Lexi Lore your money.
Yes, please. I will take your money.
As you should. And as always, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook, twitch.tv/Matt F. Slayer, patreon.com/Matt Slayer for the bonus content. See these video versions a week early. See the whole back uncensored catalog of the video versions. Occasionally people do get topless on this show, and that is only on the Patreon. YouTube will kick me the fuck off if a nipple comes out. So, patreon.com/Matt Slayer if you want to see some tits and some other things that may have gotten censored. Oh, well, Lexi's trying to, oh, nope. She's just teasing the camera a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Is this going on? Oh. Lexi's kind of pulled the boob out.
Am I allowed to take it all out?
Yeah. Oh my God, Lexi Lore's boobs. That is for Patreon only.
Patreon only.
And they're pierced, folks. And they're pierced.
They are.
And you can always find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. And if you want to see Lexi's boobs, go to the Patreon.